Right now, 7:11 later this morning, Senator David Vitter will be hosting a forum on flood protection in New Orleans. He's trying to connect with local residents to talk about some of the ways we can restore our coastline, plus the recent passage of the Water Resources Reform and Development Act affects everybody on their flood insurance. Today, Senator Vitter is joining us in the studio, and so a lot of issues, and these are town hall meetings you do all the time.
Sure.
But right now, this one you want to focus on hurricane protection, and we are better protected than we ever have been.
Absolutely. We have more work to do, but we have a better system than ever in my lifetime, so that's the good news. But we have more work to do. This Water Resources Bill, which I just passed, will be a good start moving forward.
And for the flood insurance, is it a done deal? I mean, is everything written in stone, or is there still more progress to be done?
No, the flood insurance fix is done. Now we're working with FEMA, make sure they implement it correctly and quickly. People can't wait 8, 9, 12 months for new lower rates to come back down. So we're working with FEMA to make sure.
And how do you do that?
Oh, I stay on it all the time. For instance, I hosted a meeting of several senators in Washington 10 days ago with the highest ranking FEMA person directly on this program to make sure they understand the new law that we passed and they're implementing it correctly, and we're demanding very regular updates weekly or sometimes even more often.
Now, if we can switch gears for a second, the VA debacle has been horrendous in this country, and it's not just with this administration. I mean, it's been for decades that veterans have gotten the short end of the stick. You're calling for Shinseki to step down. Speaker Boehner said the other day that he said, I'm not even sure if I would call for him to step down, because if he does it change the system any?
Well, his stepping down doesn't fix the problem, but his stepping down and being replaced with a strong leader who's going to actually act and lead would be a great step in the right direction. I can tell you from personal experience, he is not that leader, and I think he's made that abundantly clear, unfortunately, in the last 2 weeks.
Now, what kind of dealings have you had with Shinseki?
Well, I dealt with him, for instance, about 8 months ago on this Louisiana clinic issue. We're way behind the 8 ball in getting expanded community-based clinics in Lafayette and Lake Charles. VA screwed up, quite frankly, caused a year of delay. Then there were some other scoring issues, and I talked personally with him about how do we solve these issues and move forward and actually build these clinics, which have been fully approved. He took the call, he nodded over the phone, he did absolutely nothing as follow-up. No leadership, no vision, no ideas, no commitment to solve the problem. It was really galling.
But the fear is if Shinseki does step down, then all of a sudden it kind of, people have the false impression that maybe it's a fix, and it won't be.
Well, certainly I won't have that impression. I don't think any member of Congress is going to think problem solved.
Congress could drop the ball. I mean, it's happened before.
Yeah, but this is a huge scandal, and I think there's going to be a lot of long-term focus on this as there needs to be. So again, his quitting doesn't solve the problem. I think it's an important first step, because I think he's exhibited zero leadership. He's not acting, he's not leading, he's not doing anything bold to get his hands around the problem.
All right, and your forum is going to be?
Yeah, this morning at 9:30 a.m. at the UNO Alumni Center. Love for folks to come out. We'll have a brief presentation about some recent activity in hurricane flood protection, but it's mostly an open mic to hear from folks about what they think our continuing challenges and vulnerabilities are.
And you'd like them to focus on that, but you will answer any questions about
Sure. Yeah, we'll focus on that first, but we'll take other questions as well. It's an open mic. I do this every parish of the state all the time.
All right, Senator Vitter, thank you very much for coming in. It'll be at UNO's Homer Hitt Alumni Center later this morning at 9:30, correct?
Yes.
It's free, open to the public,
Absolutely.
And you want everybody to come. It's
Absolutely.
200 Lakeshore Drive.